Hey, there we go. There's some volume. All right, welcome to another edition of Old School. This week we're continuing our look at Deus Ex, the original, playing the Game of the Year edition. Where's my volume here? Bump this down a little bit. All right, so last time I was going through this, starting to get the feel for it again. Went through the first stage at the foot of the Statue of Liberty, or at least what used to be the Statue of Liberty, and making our way through there and just sort of picking up the themes. And one of the approaches that we're looking at when we're playing some of these older games, really taking a critical angle and looking at some of the themes and uh, the qualities of some of these games that and how they translate into our contemporary times. And surprisingly, Deus Ex has kind of brought up themes of certainly socio-political issues that we have today, but with a little bit of a slight twist. So far, we're playing as in the role of the sort of hardened agent J.C. Denton, who's doing his best to stamp down the forces, the opposing forces who are so far trying to provide, um, was it some sort of antidote for or sort of vaccine for a bacteria or virus that I've since forgotten. Now, obviously, this is reminds us of what we are kind of the tail end, but are still really reconciling with the effects of the COVID-19 virus. And meanwhile, the same themes of, I believe at several points during the game so far, been referred to as a fascist, or at least my little like character has, and reconciling with these themes of okay, if I'm playing on behalf of, I believe it's almost like a United Nations, but a version of the United Nations if it were overtly controlled by um, profiteering forces. I'm not. I have to go back and. In fact, I'm almost tempted to go back and start that again and see what that initial. Let's go ahead and do it. Come back to this in a second. So let's. So we're going to start the game over again, at least for this first section, and really start to. I want to see what the initial conversation was. So let's go ahead and I did fix the screen, so which is good news because that was driving me nuts. I'll bump up the volume a little bit so you have a little bit of sound. All right, so I'm going to start a new game, but I do have one saved, and I'll go back to that. So this opening introduction, this conversation is going to be the interesting one. I'm just going to go ahead and I don't really care about any of this.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
Bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. The world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience. And their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The Augmentation Project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. If necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Not better than kings. Gods.
So that's a pretty intense opening monologue there, or discussion, right? So we've got this ambrosia vaccine for this sort of plague that's been, if not unleashed by this corporation, certainly something that hasn't been, the vaccine has been withheld, right? And so the people, the general population's going nuts, and because they're not getting this vaccine fast enough. I mean, interesting, these comparisons where you've got, FEMA was mentioned early on, and there's this, so we get this discussion of another, was it UNEDCO, I think it was, UNATCO, UNATCO, and that is our, that's almost like our United Nations, right? I'm guessing. But there's clearly something happening here where there are all sorts of plots and schemes going on in the background. But essentially, again, we have this similar situation where we have government agencies who are morally flexible. And meanwhile, there are other organizations who are sticking to the rules and trying to do things the right way. And so you have those conflicts, but you also have interesting conflict with the, you have these situations happening in, just in the first few seconds of this game, and then that has played out a little bit over that first chapter. And since last week, I did go back and completed that first area. So I think is it Gunther is his name. I let him go properly, and so we're and did check, and I'm in this area now where I'm about to meet him, and he thanks me for not, or at least he doesn't scold me for leaving him behind like he did in the previous version, or the previous playthrough last week. Or some other things. I think it's worth also being mindful, and it does take me a little bit of time to think back. Okay, we're talking about 2000 when this game comes out. Matrix came out a little bit before, so we're clearly in the throes of being especially interested slash afeared of the technologies that are coming our way. And it's weird to imagine a time before the proliferation of cell phones, personal computers were owned by a very few. I'm not sure. I mean, consoles had been out, but I'm not sure what was out at that time. I really couldn't tell you. Oh, what the heck was I playing? Because that was about the time that I bought my first computer. So it was really slow thing. I'm not even sure I could have played this, but yeah, computational personal computers were not really in the general purview. Mobile devices were certainly popular. They were more of a status symbol. It wasn't quite a necessity like it is now. So you have these questions where about technology. I mean, think of it. We were just dealt with Y2K. I remember working at a place where we had a electronics expert supposedly on call for $40 an hour. I can't remember how many hours he was on call for, but it's people were not sure, and it ended up being just about nothing. I think there were a few issues across the world, but otherwise it was a non-problem. So here we have a Deus Ex comes out at a time when at least in the United States, we're really trying to figure out what these technologies are and what their impacts are. And so you have a lot of things like Matrix and Ghost in the Shell and Deus Ex coming out, and the cyberpunk genre, which had been around for a while, at least in role playing games, and had been explored since at least the 80s with William Gibson's Neuromancer and a couple other books, really put the cyberpunk genre in the forefront. And so here we are about 15 years later, and we're still looking at these themes of, okay, where does the human end and the machine begin? So anyway, that's just a little bit of context. Let's go ahead and start this up. Where are we at here?
You will be working with Ana Navarra.
Eastern European.
Wadley says sit out this one. I am filing another protest.
All right. So I covered most of this. Straightforward, nothing really happening here.
We finally got to cap some rebels, eh, Denton?
Capping the rebels.
Hell of a first day.
And I'm assuming I am the secondary unit that was mentioned before.
I heard there was a lot of fighting topside. It's my first day too. I'm pretty excited.
Get inside. I'll meet you in Manderley's office.
All right.
I was in your class at the academy. You probably don't remember.
Oh. No, I do not.
I heard there was a lot of fighting topside.
Hell of a first day.
Oh, there he is.
Reporting for duty, sir.
The man himself. Splendid. Do accept my apologies about the situation topside?
A refreshing change from the academy, sir.
Don't despise training, my boy. Even you would be worthless without the shaping touch of drills and studies.
So the NSF took a shipment of the Ambrosia vaccine? Give me a chopper and a pilot and I'll handle it.
I'm sure you could. Yes, indeed. But we're having your brother head up the recovery team. You'll work with Agent Ana Navarra. Why don't we meet when you've seen Jaime for a medical checkup and received your equipment from Sam Carter? You'll be briefed at that time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, still have to adjust the setting a
The
little
med
bit.
center and armory are on level.
Didn't know the NSF had so many people in New York. We finally got to cap some rebels, eh, Denton?
I couldn't hear a thing from down here.
I don't think I have to go that way.
Bet the NSF won't try that trick again.
Where am I supposed to go?
You've got to see Carter and Reyes before Mandalay can brief you.
I've got work to do.
Oh, dang, he's got his own. There's a candy bar in the bathroom. Nasty. Go down another level. There we go. Another game bathroom. We got a pack of smokes there on the floor. Yeah, people are just not that
was a
sanitary
close
in
one up there.
2039. There's their office.
I have to prepare for the mission.
That's we weren't quite out of the Cold War,
Look at
I don't
those,
think
sir.
at that point, but I wonder if that was prison.
Gunther should have followed orders.
Some
Get your checkup on level 3, and let's get going.
was not a wasn't too far past that we were viewing Russia and Eastern Europe.
At ease, Agent Denton.
And here
General
we are
Carter,
again. I
I read
guess.
about the Merced operation in school. This is a great honor.
I'm not a general anymore. Just call me Carter.
I can't believe what the NSF did to your family.
Enough of that, soldier. We each have our troubles. I lost my children, but you had to grow up without your parents, which requires more courage. I don't think it matters.
My parents died in a car accident. That's different.
I said that's enough. You have your own op and time is short. How about I issue you a stealth pistol?
That sounds fine. Thank you, sir.
What else do you think you'll need?
Before moving ahead, I just the NSF, the National Science Foundation. So it is one more government organization that's being name dropped here as a source of ill in the world. It's just starting to smell a little bit like a more of a libertarian view of the world, where government's evil and people who are reliant on government are little more than animals, right? So there's a few things happening here that I'm not quite sure if they're on base or not, but definitely what I'm sensing so far. So here we have, the NSF has taken this man's children, whereas my family apparently died in a car accident. So not sure what to make of that. So I'm gonna go with the. Here we have choices. So I'm gonna choose to have a smart lock. Wish I could go back and see what I already have. I'm gonna go with the smart lock.
Is always handy.
That's right.
Why not just give me all of them?
Infiltrate and evade. Engage only on your own terms. Now move out. Manderley's waiting.
Hey, what about that guy out front selling munitions? Is that allowed?
Oh, Kaplan, right. We've got some screwballs around here, but he's not the problem. It's whoever's been breaking into the armor.
Someone at UNATCO's a thief?
Yes, sir. And a damn good one.
I'm not gonna bother trying to read anything and type that small. I think I have to go here.
Hey, JC.
There we go.
You look like the real thing. They actually let you operate on people?
Just fixed Gunther's knee, in fact. A sticky actuator. So far, I feel more like a mechanic than a doctor.
I'm impressed.
They actually let you point a gun at people.
We'll have to catch up later. I've got to leave for New York right away. Could you send Manderley whatever it is he wants?
No problem. Listen, JC. About your augmentations. You know they're preparing to roll out the technology worldwide, right?
As long as I don't turn green and grow a pair of antennas, as I understand it.
Yeah, well, the design's pretty modular, which means you'll soon have access to upgrades from standard augmentation canisters.
I think I picked one of those up at the top of the statue.
Maybe you did. My order from VersaLife was on the ship the NSF captured. You'll need to take it to one of the medbas for installation.
I'll do that.
The canisters contain a colloid of ROM modules. Some are generic upgrades, others require you to make permanent choices about how to configure one of your subsystems.
It's about time they implemented some of this stuff.
Report to Manderley. He told me to send you back to him on the double.
It's not sure what happened there, but okay. Didn't go up yet.
You're getting warm. You're red hot. Looks
Right.
like you found me.
Well, I'm not going there quite yet. You got healed. All right, I think I did what I needed to do there. All right, heading back. Not quite.
Like leading a mouse to cheese.
This thing is starting to give me a headache.
Don't worry, we shut it down when you go off duty.
I guess I'll get used to it.
I'm Alex Jacobson, communications engineer.
I suppose you already know who I am.
Getting there. You're certainly quicker on the uptake than your brother Paul ever was.
Thanks.
Nice. sound in this game is pretty cool for being a couple decades old. Little beeps and whatnot. I'm not gonna worry about that. Save. All right, one moment. I just gotta take a brief pause here. I just gotta had an alarm I gotta address. It's not quite ready yet. Oh well. Okay, 5 more minutes. So I gotta. Let's go ahead. I think I saved. Let's do it. Make sure I do it again. Sorry about that. That was a little bit tacky, but. Okay, I'm just gonna go back because that was worthless. Taking all the candy bars. So now I gotta go up.
That was a close one up there.
See if I can find the boss again.
That will be JC's job.
What's that? Power station. The NSF have Ambrosia in a warehouse protected by cameras and booby traps. We want to power down the whole system.
We're taking one illicit generating plant, protected by weak groups of NSF. Knock out that plant, and Paul's team can walk right into the warehouse.
Just tell me where it is. The NSF are openly resisting our deployed forces, gradually falling back. You'll have to deal with them first.
And you be ready, Paul. When the power drops, go in and go in hard.
I'll use my discretion.
Go in like the U.S. Marshals. We lose the vaccine.
Yeah, it's
I'm sending
amazing.
Dawn back to the mayor to explain why he and his 3 daughters won't get their pills this month.
Yes, sir. Let's not waste any time, JC. Get down to the dock. A boat is waiting to take you and your partner, Anna Navarro, to shore.
Yes, get moving. Here's your op bonus for the great job you did in the statue, plus 250 for rescuing Agent Herman. That's 1,250. We take care.
Thanks for the math.
Thank you, sir. We'll meet up in the city.
So a few dollars for
You'll come to admire your partner. She's one of our best.
Oh, I wonder if that's the closet. Or I could just go down the stairs. That might be helpful.
I don't like getting shot at. Not one bit. Where did I just have that? Well, maybe I won't worry about that now. Oh well. I'm sure I'll be back at some other point. Thank God my shift is almost over.
It's funny, these NPCs in these early games were, I mean, not that you would really expect them to do much
Finally
more,
got
but
to cap some rebels, eh, Denton?
man, just so meaningless. This is before I think before we were really appreciating writing in games. So I have to go all the way back.
Good luck out there. Man, 2 Dentons in the field.
So it's like they're either complaining or offering insipid insights. Look at all these. Okay. So there's a boat. I'm going to try going down here first.
Good luck, Agent.
Oh, throw that out. Let's see. South dock, okay. Buddy robot. Where's the flashlight? 12. A boat down there.
The boat's ready.
Okay, good to know.
Let's head out.
All right, let's go. The terrorists are in a fighting retreat. A few have barricaded themselves inside Castle Clinton.
Lead the way.
Our orders are to locate a barrel of ambrosia they are hiding inside. I will give you a schematic of the barrel, but first we will exterminate the NSF terrorists.
Exterminate?
A precious opportunity we cannot neglect.
What about the rest of the shipment?
That is your brother's assignment. You will take the subway to meet him in Hell's Kitchen. But first, we should deal with Castle Clinton.
Are we going in the front, or is there another way?
A secondary entrance would be useful, but I am aware of no such thing.
Alright, let's see. This is the first time in... Shh. Oh boy. Oh, okay. This is the first time furthest I've ever gotten in this game, which is kind of cool. There's only so much time in the world, I guess. I have no idea where I'm going. Of course, there's no auto save. See what happens if I go to this buoy. Oh, sure enough, losing oxygen. I guess it's that they keep you from straying too far. Get back up. All right, there we go. What the heck?
starving. Do you have anything to eat?
You don't look that bad. So some kid comes up to you and he's asking him about the National Science Foundation.
You don't look that bad. Tell me what you know about the NSF.
They're gonna kill the top 1% and then split up the rich people's money with everybody.
Can you tell me anything specific?
Go to hell. What is it, mister? I'm really...
How about some soy food?
Don't matter. I just need something in my stomach so I can fall asleep.
Here you go. Do you have a place to stay?
I sleep out on the dock where they unload the speedboats.
Speedboats? Is that how the NSF get their supplies?
I don't know. They're always coming in and out of the tunnel behind the soda machine.
Oh.
Interesting.
I spy on them from the crates. The code is 9183.
Clever boy.
Thanks for the snack, mister.
It's the least I could do.
You basically told me to F off not 5 seconds ago. So yeah, again, we have the I'm not sure if the NSF is the same, the National Science Foundation that we have, but maybe I missed that detail. I can't imagine a cohort of scientists depending upon the besieging the affluent, all their riches. I mean, it is kind of funny because funny not funny because you start to think about all of the animosity towards science in general, but especially Fauci, as though he was some sort of leading some cabal. Oh shoot! Oh, never mind. I was paying attention.
Somebody kill me. Anybody?
God damn.
I'm not sure what happened here, but okay. Let me pick up anything. Where'd dude go? There he is.
Somebody kill me. Anybody?
Okay. So now I wonder if that is going to have some sort of impact. So, one of the things I'm definitely picking up as far as...
No, sir, forget about the NSF. Most of those old forts have a bolt hole. Those boys will be long gone out of side tunnel by now.
So you start to see... Now, it isn't as though there wasn't the function to, change dialogue based on actions previously taken. I mean, that's nothing new, but again, at this time we really didn't have RPGs that were see, I'm trying to think. Now there were. There she is.
Look at that. Don't have nobody at the side entrance. NSF could just walk away.
These, it's gonna make things challenging.
Don't let me get in your way, officer.
whistle, huh? Okay. Lots of ammo usually means something's coming.
Forget it. I was hearing things.
You a cop?
UNATCO agent. How does a little boy get mixed up with the NSF?
I just wanted to find some food, but they didn't have any. And then they started shooting at the police. Got some?
Want this candy bar?
You're cool.
Glad I could help.
Hey, I bet I can help you.
Yeah?
The soldiers have secret tunnels. They take boxes into the tunnel under the fort, but they never bring them back out.
What kind of boxes?
Steel. Big ones.
Thanks. Maybe I'll check that out.
That was easy.
You're inside the kiosk of Castle Clinton. The bulk of the NSF troops must have gone through here to get underground.
That's 9. Okay, I got the wrong number then, I guess. Let's see. Oh, man. Oh, that's just rude. Okay, so I got all that stuff. I just need to get. Let's go.
That was a close one up there. We finally got to catch
Hell of
some
a
rebels,
first
eh,
day.
Dave?
The heck? That's annoying. Still have to do that. Ay, ay. It's kind of one disappointing thing of these aspect of these games is how they no autosave.
That will be JC's job.
What's that? Power station. The NSF have Ambrosia in a warehouse protected by cameras and booby traps. We want to power down the whole system.
We're taking one illicit generating plant, protected by weak groups of NSF. Knock out that plant, and Paul's team can walk right into the warehouse.
Just tell me where it is. The NSF are openly resisting our deployed forces, gradually falling back. You have to deal with them first.
And you be ready, Paul. When the power drops, go in and go in hard.
I'll use my discretion.
Go in like the U.S. Marshals. We lose the vaccine, I'm sending your butt to the mayor to explain why he and his 3 daughters won't get their pills this month.
Yes, sir. Let's not waste any time, JC. Get down to the dock. A boat is waiting to take you and your partner, Anna Navarre, to shore.
Yes, get moving. Here's your op bonus for the great job you did in the statue, plus 250 for rescuing Agent Herman. That's 1,250. We take care of our people around here.
Thank you, sir.
That fat cash.
You'll come to admire your partner. She's one of our best.
Dang. Brother's giving me this
Oh
cold
boy,
shoulder.
the moment of truth.
Closet. Let's try to think of what is that. I'm wondering what is going on with those key codes. Doesn't tell me that. Okay.
Didn't know the NSF had so many people. Bet the NSF won't try that trick again.
So the NSF must not be the same. That wouldn't make sense. All sorts of acronyms. Doesn't really say. If you NSF may refer to National Secessionist Forces, Northwest Secessionist Forces, or New Sons of Freedom. That acronym appears several times, but apparently it has nothing to do with the National Science Foundation. Okay. Bad assumption on my part, I guess. So, let's see. Where were we? Get back to where I was. You.
Wish I was going with you. Good luck out there. Man, 2 Dentons in the field.
Alright, so if I remember right, it goes south. Now, see, you would think if you're going to start a new chapter, new level or whatever, it would automatically save for you, but apparently not. It's okay. It doesn't take nearly as long the second time around.
Boat's ready.
Yeah.
Let's head out.
Alright, let's go. The terrorists are in a fighting retreat. A few have barricaded themselves inside Castle Clinton.
Lead the way.
Our orders are to locate a barrel of ambrosia they are hiding inside. I will give you a schematic of the barrel, but first we will exterminate the NSF terrorists.
Exterminate?
A precious opportunity we cannot neglect.
What about the rest of the shipment?
That is your brother's assignment. You will take the subway to meet him in Hell's Kitchen. But first, we should deal with Castle Clinton.
Are we going in the front, or is there another way?
A secondary entrance would be useful, but I am aware of no such thing.
Is it too easy to assume that we're talking about Bill Clinton here? Is there any photos of namesake inside? That would be fun.
I'm starving. Do you have anything to eat?
Have some soy
How about some
food.
soy?
Don't matter. I just need something.
There you go.
I sleep out on.
Speedboats. Is that how the NSF?
I don't know. They're all.
Interesting.
I spy on them from the crates. The code.
Clever boy.
Thanks for the snack, mister.
That's the least I could do.
Alright, so last time I ran into someone not paying attention. Eagle. Oh shoot, the same thing happened. Oh, that's what I came across last time. Actually.
They've got hostages in the subway station.
That's it. Some stuff. See you, Ravar. People living like rats among the rats. All they want is to be taken care of.
Someone there?
Oh,
I think we've got an intruder.
hide.
Who's there? I think the law's on us.
We get him? Didn't think I got him, but maybe. My buddies were no help. All right. Oh, there he is. feeling this is not going to be a silent mission. What the heck? This is probably one of several ways in. Oh, great.
The NSF terrorists in the subway have threatened to blow up the platform. Watch for booby traps.
Keep looking. Something funny about that guy.
I'm making short work
Careful.
out of him.
These UNATCO guys got all the tricks.
That was one nice thing about to reload.
What do I do?
I'm with UNATCO. As soon as I open the train doors, I need you to be ready to run on board.
Dry, clean house here. Not gonna give me that. You don't have enough room for the flamethrower. What? Alright. Flamethrower must be pretty big. Oh. Crowbar. Shoot. Oh, I could probably get rid of this. Cigarettes cannot be dropped. All right, let's use it then. All right, so here we go. Let's see, health. No, I probably didn't need to do that. Oh, come on. This must be a massive. Oh well, forget it. It's a much easier way to do that. So this is definitely a scene that I would want to do over again.
I'll be okay.
Sure, I
Thanks.
missed a lot. Everyone's back in there. Oh, okay. Man, this is not fun when you don't have your flashlight running. Let's get the heck out of here. Oh, is this the soda machine entrance? No, it's yet another secret entrance. Star Trek looking. You know, you would think with so much. I've never had a problem in Cyberpunk where I need the genre where I needed a freaking flashlight. It's just so dark. I wonder if I can. It's already at the maximum brightness. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for me. I got a lot of work to do because I don't really want to do that again. Anyway, so this has been Old School. Playing Deus Ex, looking at some themes. Every week we play some game, applying some new critical lenses and to a game that I've probably play through this. This one's going pretty well, and there's lots of good things to unpack here. Most importantly, there's this political confrontation between our people and the government and these sort of liberating forces that I'm not quite sure what that's about, but it seems to be outside of like a paramilitary force that's out there doing the work of the people. I don't know. But anyway, it's kind of an interesting look. 20 some years after this game comes out, some of the similar themes. Just the way the government operates, and liberating armies and sort of like ghost forces or whatever. Anyway. So my name's Chris. I'll be here next week, a little bit longer next time. Just got a lot going on today, and heading out of town for a conference tomorrow, so it's going to be a little bit of a got a few things to do yet. So anyway, y'all have a good week. I will talk to you more sometime soon, next week.